What's going on, world? It's your boy, Kuya P. This is the NRW. Nerds rule the world, back with another ShoPowSho. So, of course, it's your dobro, the Babinka boy, the leader of the Holla Holla homies in the center gang, back to do it again. And today I'm excited to bring back another amazing brother, another amazing Kuya. We've had it on before. My man Marlon D out there on the west side, west coast, San Diego to be exact. Super excited to have this brother back. He's got some new albums, I know, since last time we talked. I think he's going to have a new single as of this recording drop in. We're going to get all into it. So let me just put him up on the screen right now. I'm going to unpin myself. Air horns are going off right now, Marlon. You don't hear it. You don't want to deafen you. It's going to be in post. But how are you, brother? How's it been, man?
What's up, Pat? It's been a minute, huh?
It's been a minute, brother. I know you've been putting in that work, seeing on the socials and all of that, man. What's good with you?
I haven't seen you since that one day we partied in downtown SD.
Oh, that's right. We did come through when I was down there, man. It was good to see you, brother. It was good to see you. So how you been, cool, man? What's new with my man?
Good. Since we last spoke, I believe I dropped my album 13th in Broadway. That was 2021. I dropped the mixtape after that called MD Remixes and Rarities. And then in 2022, November 2022, I dropped my album The Orphan. And as of recent, this summer, I dropped another mixtape called Daito Mixtape. So the music and the shows, it hasn't stopped. There's a single dropping tonight for Halloween, Halloween Eve. But by the time you guys hear this episode, it already would have been out. It's called The Blues, off my upcoming album with a producer in San Diego named Transformer. And I definitely want to talk about that today, just to catch you up on this new music.
Wow, nice. First off, man, 2021 is when I last saw you, bro. God damn, man, time flies by right now in the pandemic, bro. Crazy.
We last spoke 2021, but I saw you 2022, I think.
Okay.
That's what
okay, maybe San Diego Comic-Con. There we go.
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, yeah, because but time flies, bro. I was like, man, it feels like yesterday since I saw my dude. I wish we could have more time to spend together. But anyway, you got a new track. You got this as of this recording, you'll have the Halloween joint out with this cat named Transformer. Tell me about this joint, man. What is going on? Is it you drop it in on a Halloween, or you did, because it'll be post Halloween by the time this comes out. But for dropping it on Halloween, does it have like some really supernatural vibes or something? What's going on with it? And talk to me about Transformer. How is it working with that brother?
So, yo, man, I met this cat Transformer during the pandemic, and I really met him through a friend, and I met him as a barber first. He was cutting hair during the pandemic, but then as we got to know each other, I come to find out he really started out as a punk rock artist, but he's also a hip hop producer. Has done some work with the same cats that's worked with J Dilla out in Detroit, and we got 13 songs done in a span of like 10 days. I went to the studio every day these past couple weeks, and we got a lot done. And we're actually, his beats, we got some flavor, like we got some hip hop flavor, boom bap, of course. But we've been messing with some rock, some reggae, some acoustic guitars, some live instrumentation. So we've been experimenting with different sounds. So for the single coming out tonight, it's called The Blues, and he plays the acoustic guitar on it and the bass. So no drums, no snares, no nothing, just acoustic and bass. So I've been rhyming on that type of stuff. So yeah, for all those who are following me, I'll definitely post the Apple link and the Spotify link when it drops tonight. But the album, we got about 13 joints ready to go. The first single is actually going to be distributed by an indie label from New York called Soul Spasm. So I've been doing some work with other cats just to get some notoriety out there in different avenues, So I'm looking forward to it.
That's lit, bro. That's lit. So real quick, because it was like you drop it on Halloween, it's going to be post this. But what are you talking about in it? Is there like some supernatural shit you're talking about? What are you saying in the rhymes?
When we submitted it to the label, it just happens that they submitted
it. Just happened to fall on
Halloween. It just happens to fall on Halloween. So
what are we saying in this album, though? I love that you're working with a cat that has all this different kind of genre type influence, and it's influencing you, that you're inspired, man. That's really cool to hear. So what are you saying with this upcoming album? Like, what are some of the subjects, maybe? Like anything like the diaspora? Because we rep our FilipinX culture, but is there something outside of that? Like, what are some of the themes in the new joint?
No doubt. So 13 joints, man, different sounds, different vibes. I got some hip hop joints, but I also got some rock and roll, ska, reggae type of songs. So the content, I don't want to give too much away, but I'm definitely touching on what's going on in the world right now. And I'm speaking a lot on what's going on with Gaza and the Palestinians and all the modern day genocide going on in the world right now. So that's one of the topics for sure. But I encourage people to stream the single, but really support the album when it comes out. And for all those who are in tune, I'll be updating you guys. For all those who are following me on IG, I actually dropped a reel promoting the single, The Blues. So we call it The Blues. And he also did the artwork. This is some of the merchandise we're going to press up for the album. He also does the artwork for it. So, yeah, man, we're touching on every topic I can touch on in present day, 2023, modern times,
Wow. I love it, dude. That's dope, man. That's real. That's hip hop. That's hip hop right there, to speak on what's going on and kind of put your own feelings on it. And then it'll hit more people with music, man. I love that. I'm sorry I didn't mean to get you to spoil it, because you want to give it to the people when it's fresh. But I'm trying to know. I'm trying to know what's my brother got going on. So new album on the way, but you had 2 other albums since last time we talked. What are you saying in those? Yeah. Can we since those are out? I'm not hurting nobody, not spoiling anything. What are we talking on those last 2? I'm always curious, man, because it's been a minute since we checked in.
Yeah, so for 13th and Broadway, that was in 2021. It's out on all digital platforms right now, fully produced by a producer from San Diego named Joey Dixon. And for the concepts we tackled on that, we had some lead singles, and I definitely pushed that, and I hit the road for that hard since we last spoke. Now for The Orphan, when I dropped that in November 2022, it's actually almost been a year. The lead single was called Class in Session. It's a mixture of a lot of people ask me why I called it The Orphan. And I think looking back, I was talking about mental health a lot in this album. And there's times where I feel like I'm an orphan, because maybe sometimes we can all feel like that when we don't turn to family, or we feel like we got nobody to turn to. And as a man, sometimes we got to carry the weight of the problems of the world on our shoulders, and no one really addresses the pressure and the mental health and what that can do for us men, but I definitely got a little vulnerable on this album and just talk about mental health more. So that was The Orphan for you, for sure.
Wow. Dude, that's deep, bro. I got to tell you, man, I love that you just, man, again, we hit each other up on the socials, we tracking with what we each individually got going on. And so from me to you, man, seeing you just putting in this work, not stopping, it's so inspiring, bro. It's motivational. And talking to you right now, man, I'm seeing a lot of confidence, and I love that for you, brother. Like, I feel like all this work is really helping you build yourself out as an artist. And so that'll be my question, bro. With that being said, do you actually feel better? It's like putting reps in, it's like working out. The more you do it, the more you get better at it, the more you feel more confident in yourself. Do you actually feel it? Like, I'm seeing it. I'm telling you, brother, and I love it. I love it for you. How do you feel about that? How do you feel now with all this, work you've been putting in? You got this 3rd album now to drop in so much time, man. I talk to a lot of cats, bruh. It take cats a lot of years before they even just do one. My boy put in got 2 already out, got 1 more on the way. I love it for you, bro. How confident are you feeling right now?
And thank you, man. And I just want to say, in between the albums, I've also been dropping mixtapes. So I was dropping mixtapes in between. So it's been a span of 4 projects. I do feel like the more I hit the studio, the faster I'm working, the faster, efficiency. And the more I hit the road, I just feel like I've just been getting a little better in performing. I've gotten better as a stage performer, and I'm proud to say that at 39, I'm humble enough to say that there's still room for growth and there's still room for improvement. And I do feel like I'm improving a little bit as the years go, you know? I just believe that repetition is key, just the same way an athlete will treat any sport. If you're a basketball player, I recognize that not every shot will go in, but some will, you know? So just the risk that I've been taking in the studio, like I got a punk rock song, Pat. I gotta send this to you. I got a punk rock song.
Hell yeah.
On the punk rock beat, and my cadence is punk rock. And I'm learning different. I've been studying rock and roll. I've been studying jazz. I've been studying folk music. I've been studying the blues. I've been studying song structure of the Beatles. I've been really studying rock. And I do feel like as much as I love hip hop as much as I believe I'm mastering that boom bap sound, sometimes I get bored of it too, and I need something different. So, and on top of all that, man, I've been really keeping up with the podcast. I still drop an episode every Friday night, and I'm on season 9, and I'm about 180 episodes deep. So I've been really just trying to balance everything as a brand for Marlon D, for myself, you know?
Hell yeah, brother. I love that, man. I love that energy, bro. Love those vibes, bro.
Thanks.
You got to keep it at it. You know, you see me, bro. I don't ever give up. I don't stop. I'm going to outwork every other motherfucker out here. That's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? And it's about getting that repetition in. Like you said, man, I love it. And I'm seeing it, brother. Props to you, bro. So with that being said, I know what I'm building towards and everything I'm all about. What do you let me throw that to be the next question. So we still building. What more does Marlon D want to get up out here? And I think I lost your video. Here we go. You're coming back in.
I'm right Crazy here. Signal.
You're back in, brother. So so what are we building towards? What is this? What are some of the other goals we got going on right now that you can just, you know, what if you know to throw it at you right now? If I was a mega producer getting ready to throw some money on Marlon D, I want Marlon D on my label. What does Marlon D want to do right now and bring to the people?
Yeah, so for short-term goals before 2023 ends, I really hope to release this album before this ends. And if I don't drop it by 2023, it's going to definitely drop on top of the year. I want to stay consistent with doing shows. I've been doing shows once or twice a week. And I want to stay independent. I do feel like the most important thing to me is freedom and control. I need to be in control of my career, and I take pride in that because I'm not saying that I don't need any outside help to keep this going, but just to be in control, to make sure I let that be known, you know. But like, I'm trying to be a better songwriter. I have a responsibility as an artist to speak on what's going on, man. Like, I try to limit how much images I see of this war going on in Gaza, but I can't. I can't help it. Like, I work with the youth and I see kids dying, and I'm gonna keep addressing this, you know, on my shows, my album. I'm gonna keep spreading the word that we can keep spreading love out here, because as much as I do believe in God and I do believe that there's good people out here, but as much as God's working, I do acknowledge that the evil and the devil is also out here working as hard to bring the energy down on this earth, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm aware that the evil's out here too. So we got to balance it out, you know?
For real.
We need some more good. We need some more good out here.
Some positivity, bro. I love that. And I love this energy, man, because this energy is going to bring that you're doing right now is going to only catch on. I know I'm catching it. I'm like, man, let's look at my guy right now. I need to keep on stepping up and putting in this work as well. Like all of this breeze, it's good vibes, it's good energy, and I love, man, that you got that going on with you.
Thanks, Pat.
Hell yeah, brother. Of course. What I want to know, real talk, you know, I was out there in Cali for a little bit. I still got to get back out there. I know I do, but you're doing all this music, and all my music heads are peeping this right now. And you know, I'm on the East Coast, bro. When are we gonna get some Marlon D on the East Coast? When are you gonna start touring a little bit more? I know you got Cali on lock, but like, is that also a goal as well? maybe to hit
Of
up.
course.
Shout out to my man Bayani up in NYC. I don't know if you've ever met Bayani yet, but that's one of my boys. He's been on ShoPowSho. I want to make y'all meeting up because he's all about that hip hop as well as comics. But he's a dope MC out of New York. But like, when are we gonna see like a mixture of flavors, or are you trying to do any of that? Because
Of course.
talking to me right now is gonna build you some East Coast fans, bro.
Of course, man. If anybody can help a brother out with the flight and the hotel and lace me something a little extra on top just for the road, I'm down. I'm with it, man.
But you straight up it's hard when you're an independent cat.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Nobody's really doing the talking for me, so I conduct it all through me, and the booking is all through me. So I'm willing to build. I want to definitely build and get to know others in the East. The last time I've been to Jersey and New York was probably 06, 05. It's been a minute. Man. So I got to go back.
All right. So here's a special note to all my event producers that watch me. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all. You know what? I'm going to throw one name out there. Rodney here in DC. I need you to holler at me. I'm going to introduce you to Marlon D. And we need to bring out my man Marlon D over here to one of these dope Filipino functions that we have here in the DC area. And shout out to my New York cats too. Come on now. And maybe even Bayani, man. I need to make y'all meet. You need to meet Marlon D as well. But yeah, definitely want to see you out here on the East Coast. But Marlon, so you're obviously staying inspired, creative. I love this vibe, this energy. But what is keeping that inspiration going? Other than Toxic of the World, which I love. You're seeing what's going on. Well, it's also, I'm around rewind it back a little bit. It's sad that, because you brought up Gaza, you're seeing these things in the world, and I love that you use the medium of your music to talk about what you're seeing, so you can, let people know all of that. But beyond that, it's sad to say that is inspiration. But what are some of the things that are inspiring you and making you want to talk about those things? And then also when you hit blocks with your creative process, what are you doing to overcome blocks? Because I know that's also major as well. We're living in terrible times, and that can create an emotional block that you just don't even want to do anything, and you give up. So how are you staying informed and creative, but then also when you get a block, how are you overcoming those blocks?
Yeah, so as I'm getting older, I realize how important it is to take a break. So I've been finding out that my recording process lately has been a little strange. I got to live life a little bit. I'm constantly producers are constantly sending out beats to me in my inbox. So I'm constantly getting beats. I'm constantly writing. But by the time I book the studio session, whatever I've been holding it in my heart since the last session, it must come out the day that I booked that show, the day that I booked that session. So sometimes, Pat, like whatever happens that day, it's what's gonna come out, So if I saw something in the news that day, I'm probably gonna rap about it. So it's weird, like I can write 30 verses for one song, but none of those verses will be used because the day before the studio session, I wrote 2 more, and probably that's gonna be used. So it's been a lot of like revising, a lot of like, I write a lot, Pat. And I gotta pick which verse I want. But lately it's been like 30 verses for each song. I'll work on 3 songs for 2 weeks, come up for 30 verses for each song. But the day of the studio session, I'm still second guessing myself. Wow. And I'm writing more bars on the way to the studio. And that's what's probably gonna come out. So I don't know if that makes sense. But a lot of inspiration comes from just really writing out all my thoughts throughout the week. But I do believe that I got to take a break sometimes because I don't want to go there when I really have nothing to say, So besides what's going on in Gaza, what's been inspiring me is other artists that I meet on the road. I think what's happening in our country, the lack of discipline towards our children, the lack of guidance with what's going on in the youth. I've been talking about that. So I know we got issues in the Middle East, but we got to address what's going on at home. So I address both, I disagree with a lot of shit in society. And how do I cope with that? I write about it.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. That's real, bro. Crazy. But I love that. Yeah. If you hit a block, you're pulling back, taking time off. Self-therapy is so important, man. Just to refuel, re-energize, man. And therapy, number one, too. A lot of people don't like to talk about therapy. Therapy is good for you. You got to talk about what you're feeling and or at least have somebody you can talk to. Because if you don't get it off your chest, it's not a good thing. It's going to linger and it'll infect everything else. So I appreciate you giving me some therapy right now, Marlon, giving me some inspiration right now with this conversation. Yeah. So, man, we talking about music. We talked about some of the albums, bro, but are we gonna see some music videos? Because yes. Will that go along with maybe this new album and Transformer and any collabs on that joint to maybe bring that in? Or can you talk about that? Because I don't want to mess it up for you.
So the second video, the second single is called Pull Up, and that is really like the single that we're really gonna shoot the video for. And it's been maybe 2 years since I shot my last music video for the album Act 2. And, it's funny. I don't do too much videos, but when I do want to like take my time to pick the right single, Okay. And I just think Pull Up is a good video because, and I'll send you some songs, Pat, when we get off. I'll email you some of the songs. Dope. I want you to hear it, I want to know what you think on what should be the first single. But I'll send you like the punk rock joints, and I'll send you like the hip hop shit.
I'm ready for it all, brother. I'm eclectic in my musical taste, so I'm excited, bro. I love that. Yeah, that you're having fun and expanding outside of just your normal joints, man. That's how you develop as an artist, bro. I love it.
I look at Andre 3000, 3 Stacks. I know sometimes he says it. He's tired of hip hop.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Sometimes it can get like that, Yeah.
No worries, man.
It's our response. Sorry,
all good, brother.
It's our responsibility, though. When we get sick of the genre we're in, we got to find a way to either reinvent how we approach it. And I just remember Outkast just never sounded like nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember Outkast, they dressed like nobody and they sounded like nobody and their videos were super unique. And I think it took years for me to even catch up to Outkast. Like, I think they were so ahead of its time. I'm still catching up to Aquemini. Like, and those are the MCs that that are special. When they feel like they've mastered a certain craft, that they gotta fuck with other sounds. And I'm not saying I mastered MCing, but all I'm saying is maybe I need to grow more and try to really become a better songwriter,
Yeah. No, I hear that. And I love that, man. I love that you talking about Outkast, man, because I grew up in the South and I grew up as they started popping off. And I was working at a CD store back in the day in high school when like people were like, oh, do you know about this? Oh, of course I do. And so I was able to then like, here at Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music, saying like I was able to like get people popping in my area about that group and just their eventual development to becoming the megastars that they are. But as you're saying in regards to as a musician, as a creative, never stop learning, y'all. And I know this for myself, and I love that you know that for yourself, man. We should never feel we're the shit. We should always develop, because the moment you think you're the shit, you're stagnant as fuck and you're stale. You've lost to me. You got to keep on developing, always stay humble and always stay learning. Because that's how you always stay lit. You know what I'm saying? Because
how about you, Pat?
Never on top.
What you working on, Pat? What you working on?
Oh, 1,000,001 things, man. But right now it's not about me. We'll talk offline. But
right.
Life is blessed.
I'll talk to you.
Yeah, of course. But man, Marlon, bro, I'm excited for you, bro. Thank you for checking back in. I want you to check back in once this third album drops. Let's get back into it so that way we can flesh it out a little bit more and talk about everything that you're saying in that one. But everybody, my man Marlon D has Orphan and what was the other joint?
Yo, This is actually
something in Broadway,
folks
right?
tuning in. This is actually my 13th album coming up, and this is going to be fully produced by a Transformer. I believe we're going to put. we don't have a title for it yet, but I believe we're going to call it Pull Up, and the lead single is also called Pull Up, and that's the video. So we got 13 songs that I'm really proud of, and the single's coming out tonight. By the time you guys hear this, it already would have been out. It's called The Blues by Transformer and Marlon D. And yeah, man, I want to say thanks to everybody that's been tuning in.
Definitely, man. But yo, I'm gonna have all of Marlon's links in the description below. Once you're done watching this, go cop the album. The like you said, the new single will be out. Cop tonight. That. Get ready for the next album. It's gonna be fire, man. My man Marlon D, bro, putting in that work. I appreciate you, brother, as always. I can't wait to have you back on and talk more, give you more flowers. Because, man, it's inspiring, bro. And I love to see it. And, you know, I'm a hip-hop head, so I need music to jam to while I'm in my car, bro. Yeah. And also make me listen and get inspired, man, and hear what you're saying. Because there's a lot going out here. And I think the message of what's going on in the world is always done well in music. And you delivering it through music is a beautiful thing, man. Keep doing it, brother.
Yo, Pat, I'm gonna email you some songs right now, man.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. But right now, it's about you. We're recording the thing right now. Last question, bro, before we get up out of here. You know how I would do. It's Nerds Rule the World. It's ShoPowSho. The last question, as you know, I always do. You told me something different last time. Can't remember what it was. So you better not give me the same one. But again, you're to give a nerd talk, TED-style talk on anything. What is Marlon D nerdy about? And it better not be what you told me last time, because I'm going to go back and look at the last interview. You told me the same thing. I'm going to be upset because I can't remember right now. I'm getting old, bro. So what is Marlon D nerdy about, and what could you give a TED-style talk on, bro?
So lately, I mean, I've always been, but lately I've been a nerd about documentaries again.
Ooh.
So
okay.
I've been watching a lot.
Documentaries have you peeped that you really enjoyed?
So, yo, man, you remember this documentary, Rhyme and Reason? Back in 1997, I got a chance to interview the director for the podcast today. So I've been revisiting that podcast, but I've been revisiting that movie. So I've been just catching up again on like music documentaries, biographies. You know, I don't know why I've been studying the Beatles lately.
Nice.
I think when I studied the history, they were a band for 10 years. And what the Beatles became famous for in the beginning, the pop tunes, their sound evolved by the time they reached like the last 2-3 albums. Like they were on some Jimi Hendrix psychedelic shit. And I just think Paul McCartney and John Lennon is like, as a songwriter myself, I understand why they're considered like the greatest songwriters ever. Like, yeah. I get it because I'm studying their formula and it's catchy. The songs are short and the melodies are always on point with the Beatles. But in their later years before they broke up, I feel like they were about to even get greater, and then they broke up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy. It just trips me out what happened to them. So
yeah,
I just think that's something because Paul McCartney is like in the 80s, late 80s now, 90s, and he's still out there, man, rocking. So I think that's amazing, and he's different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
agreed. Yeah, legends, man. Legends.
Yes, and I think with Hip Hop Training 50. I've been kind of just studying hip hop, but I think anybody at this point that's still performing on stage in their mid-50s or early 60s, like Curtis Blow, I just think that's something that we gotta cherish because hip hop is old enough where we are starting to look like rock and roll, like we're getting older, but people still look good doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I strive for, longevity, you know?
Hell yeah. I love it, bro. I love it, man. Just, yeah, I love that this part two, well, my last question fed into actually you as well, because I think in order to be great, we got to study from the greats and learn about the culture before. If you ain't doing your homework, you aren't as passionate about the material if you're not all about this in a lot of different ways. My man, just now I understand why you dropped 2 albums and you got a third on the way. It's all encompassing of your soul right now, and that's your vibe, and that's what you want. And I'm so happy, and I hope you get it, bro. All the things. For those that put in that work and that repetition, that time, bro. All the love to my man Marlon D right there. You see him on the screen. All of his links are going to be in the description below. Make sure you go cop his latest single, the new album on the way. The other album's already out there. Marlon D in the house.
Pat, I'm going to hit you up. Thank you.
Of course. My man Marlon D, your boy Kuya P. As we say, mahal kita, salamat. Until next time, it's the ShoPowSho.
Peace.
Thanks.